Hiya, Georgie. Chucky.
That's perfect.
That's my Chucky impression.
Yeah, Tim Curry.
You want some candy?
Oh, dude, you're killing it today.
Doing it.
One more. You got it in you. I know you do.
I come in your nightmares.
Yes, that's a classic quote from Chucky. Love Robert Englund's Chucky.
I was actually going for a pirate, but all right. Guys, we reached into the Chucky finale. Thanks so much for being here. Please go ahead and slash that like button. And also subscribe and click the notification bell for whatever other crap we cover on this channel. Hey, full-length watch-alongs where you sync up with us to watch Chucky are over at our Patreon page. Cover a bunch of crap over there as well. At the same tier, you get options you've probably heard me mention before. And also, Eric over at Nerd Chronic, thanks so much for editing these down for us, buddy. It's a longer episode. Mm-hmm. All right.
Is your dad home?
This way.
Homeboy has fully cracked.
Yep.
Hint of guilt over what he did.
He's got that soft killer voice now.
And ask if he has Chucky.
Humor me, okay?
You're the two most socially weird individuals I've ever seen in my life.
This is like a sus off.
Tell him to call me. And Junior, if you see the doll, stay away from him.
I think he'd reach around the bathtub.
I hate guns. They're like my Achilles heel, along with axes, big industrial-sized fans.
Huh.
You hungry?
Oh, wow. Cool.
Not
It was
bad.
all leading to this.
Maybe it has something to do with that doll you got at the bus station.
I left it in the kitchen.
Speak of the devils.
Don't ever leave any Chucky doll anywhere.
Here's Chucky.
Oh!
Nice. Kyle?
Wow.
Yeah.
Cool.
Go, Kyle.
Don't worry. I have a plan.
Run them over.
Bulldozer. Oh.
What is this plan?
This is all I could think of to keep you safe. Everything's gonna be okay.
Rohypnol.
You too.
That does not feel comforting. It feels quite sinister.
Ooh, where did Nika go? Where is she? Don't be scared. It's just a little. You won't feel anything.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
Good sell.
this'll be the last time, babe. I promise. You can't kill me, Chucky. You need me. Think about it. Oh, thinking is for losers.
Again.
Whoa, weird.
Sweet face.
Help her out.
Yeah, help me up, asshole. Come to mama. Come to mama. That good guy.
Oh, golly.
Looking good, doll.
You're not looking so bad yourself, sweet face. Mwah.
So,
How twisted this all is.
kill them all. Any questions? Is there an age limit?
What?
Good question. No babies. We're not savages. Could you define baby?
Brad Dourif must have gotten like 18 paychecks for that.
Yeah, he gets a paycheck per doll.
We did it! We did
Oh, Chucky's just in love with himself.
Chucky, Chucky.
In a minute.
Chucky.
A real man would know how to treat a lady.
Like Junior.
But I don't see no lady.
Ooh, wow. Oh, here comes Nika.
Say character, Nico.
What? No.
Never mind.
Killer.
No.
I'm sorry.
You know what that does to me.
I do it for you. I don't want to do it.
Who is it you're afraid of losing, Tiff? Junior? Do it.
It's not like she's my dad.
Come on, man. I'm not ready for this. It's weird. I'm ready to kill strangers.
Who's she?
She's your goddamn trophy. Now do her, or I'll do the three of you.
Oh, wow.
Oh, no.
You're upside down.
Back off, Junior. Who are you gonna trust to get you out of this shithole town? Me?
Wow.
Oh, he's getting off on this. You just saved your whole relationship with him.
I'm done with your petty shit and your massive ego and your tiny fucking dick. Tell me something. How those cops found you that night in Chicago.
Oh.
This is all building up to.
Dang.
Damn, that's a reveal.
Yeah.
I have some information on the Lakeshore Strangler.
I'm gonna get you for it.
Vaya con Dios. See you in hell. Mic drop.
What's that?
Isn't it cute? My darling Glinda gave it to me. They
Oh.
have exquisite taste.
Are they coming back?
A little something to welcome Andy
Oh, yeah.
Garkey with a bang.
Oh, wow. This poor Devin. She's being made privy to all the worst shit in the world right now.
This is gonna be for a great podcast.
Cool. Awesome. I love it.
Kill the twink.
Come on, man.
That's mean.
There's no need for that kind of language.
Yeah.
I'm keeping this head.
I need a new one to put in my safe.
Where the fuck are you?
I'm everywhere.
Uh-oh. Oh, no.
No.
Andy?
No.
Kyle, no!
No.
Oh. Wow.
What the shit? Is Devin okay? And legacy character Andy?
And also legacy character.
yes.
But mostly Andy and Devin.
Wake up.
Hey, we did it.
Wake up.
You and I, we did.
We did it.
Check your alerts.
Oh, no.
I don't know what that is.
Oh, no.
Sorry.
Oh, that's... We haven't seen a body yet. I'm not gonna panic. Yeah, oh, God.
Only cry a little bit.
All its hopes fatalities reported.
Still, no matter where I go, I know it's easier to run. After every
Yeah, thank God. Yeah. Oh, fuck yeah. It's a ghost. It's a dream. Hey.
Aw.
Chucky, where are you going? Get some popcorn. Yeah. You want some?
Ah! Oh. No.
No. Don't get stabbed in the butt.
Here we go.
Oh, man. Is he dead? Oh my God,
Oh no, my dude. You were such a good guy.
That is so sick.
Gross. Oh, Jesus.
What a place to get stabbed.
Oh, yeah. Still carrying the popcorn. Oh.
Who's still sitting there?
I know. should I wait for the crowd to disperse? Oh. Oh.
Ouch.
Come with us and it'll be better than it ever was before. You and me.
Not like that.
Now just bullshit your way through this.
Come on. Oh.
I mean, your real protege is a little girl, man.
Yeah.
He's coming! Go! Here I am, asshole! Come and get me!
They'll think of Hackensack as ground zero for the army of me.
Wow.
Not if I kill you first.
Chucky's a terrorist.
Yeah. Hey, man. I'm done with murder sprees. I want to get more cost effective. Ooh.
How could a little doll possibly be so strong?
Doesn't make any sense!
Kill her now, Junior. Kill her, or I will.
Nice. Oh wow!
Tell everyone. I'm sorry.
Dig deep. Oh.
I don't need that shit. All I need are my bare hands.
What?
Damn.
When I killed your dad, you were thrilled.
I knew he'd never be able to hurt me again.
And this is how you thank me.
Then I was pissed.
I accepted you. Your father never would have.
If you only got the chance to meet Devin.
Oh.
That is so gay.
Oh. Hey, man, you've been having all kinds of fluid experiences lately.
Whoa!
A little total recall.
Total recall.
Nice.
That was something.
Watch your fucking mouth.
That's right,
That's my
man.
boyfriend you're talking about.
Yeah,
Oh!
right, man.
Official.
Definitely be my boyfriend.
Oh. I guess maybe just Kyle. She was like at the door. I don't know, they were in the basement with the bomb. Now all he's got to do is make sure none of them wake up in the middle of the drive. No! Oh, Tiff, no!
Maybe I don't think we've had the pleasure. I'm Tiffany, the doll, not the person. It's complicated. Just drive. If you know what's good for you.
I
Wow.
wondered if we were gonna see her.
I really like you, Nika. After all we've been through. Sometimes a girl's just gotta advocate for herself.
What'd you do?
So I fixed it.
What did you do? What the shit?
What? No! Oh! Oh!
Oh, that is so mean. That poor Nika.
Poor Nika. Jesus. Has she been through enough?
Junior wasn't born with evil in his heart. Chucky put it there, like he tried to do with me. You guys stopped him. Thanks for saving my life.
Aww. Yeah, why is this show so emotional?
I know.
Goddamn.
Why am I crying during Chucky? Stop it.
You can never tell anyone what really happened. Not even Miss Fairchild.
Gotta be at least one security camera.
Yeah.
But the three of us are enough.
Even though believing in one another is not easy.
Standing together does not come naturally. That's how we fight back.
That's how we win.
No.
Hello. I didn't see you there. I'm Chucky. And I hope you enjoyed my new show. Let's review, shall we? I scored 1 electric and let us not forget the good old-fashioned stabbings.
Wow, Dead Meat James gonna have a much easier season.
Yeah. Drop this in.
But what about Andy and Nika? And that truck full of Chuckies? What kind of ending do they get? A word from our sponsors.
Boy, oh boy.
Just to drive home, we would like a season 2, please.
That was a finale.
That was all no holds barred, man. All the stops pulled out.
There's some stops they left it for season 2.
That's true. They did pull
a whole
at
thing
least
at the
a
end
couple
there.
stops. Yeah. Andy and Tiffany's doll and the Chuckies. Yeah, that was fair.
All right, let's talk about it. Awesome. Awesome stuff. You know what just hit me right now in this very moment? I'm so late to realizing this. So late. This is something I'm sure all of you noticed. And it's just now clicking with me that this is the first thing in the Chucky franchise to only be called Chucky.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty late, and it's cool because it's like a definitive deconstruction. Same time, it's not like a deconstruction of like, because a lot of times you say the word deconstruction, it's like, this is how you've perceived it. Now we're going to break it down to show you what really is going underneath. That's usually what deconstruction is applied for. So, but it's honoring Chucky, and it is the most Chucky out of any Chucky.
It is.
It's
Quintessential in that way.
It is his show, and I think it's so excellent. It's the funny part about this series is I think you need some familiarity with the franchise. I don't think you need to know everything, like have it all memorized or really have it ingrained in your noggin in order to keep up with this show. But you need to have some familiarity, or else you just won't give a shit about some stuff. I think, like, even if you've never seen, like, if you're not familiar with Andy at all, I feel like none of that will matter to you. Really, it'll just be a fact because he's not the most fleshed out character, nor is he the best performer. Like, as an adult, to be totally upfront, he's not.
Yeah. Although some of my favorite moments of his were in this episode.
Yeah, I mean, of his, yes. I don't think he has my favorite moments, but
No.
his, they're my favorite. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. And I thought for a finale, they did a great job. I had a thought at the halfway point of, I wonder how I'm gonna end up feeling about this, because I love how this show brought you new characters to take on this journey, and then I feel like a lot of it has become about, you know, Tiffany, Nika, not so much like all about Nika, but it was feeling less like Jake and Devin and Lexi's show to me.
Yeah.
As in the last few episodes, but the last half brought it home for them to make this a complete circle for a season 1 finale, which left me very, very pleased.
Yeah.
All around, like Jake's little character arc here, of really being able to come into his own, stand up, become strong, accept his gayness.
That's right. Come out of the closet to Chucky.
Yes. That's my boyfriend, I'm gay.
Yeah. You'll never take him from me.
We're gonna do stuff to each other, lady, gay stuff.
And it's perfectly natural.
Perfectly natural. Really, really strong, in some ways cathartic. I thought it was interesting to have the finale of this really play against the backdrop of Frankenstein.
Oh yeah.
Because Frankenstein he's probably my favorite of the Universal monsters, because he's not really, especially like in Frankenstein and Bride of Frankenstein, he's not a real monster. Like they really, especially Bride of Frankenstein, really shows you he's just wildly misunderstood, and he longs for a connection. And I think that's what this show really brought for Chucky. Was he does, as much as of a sociopathic, narcissistic manipulator, like he is evil. He's a serial killer who had a terroristic plan. There is this part of him that you see throughout this show that does kind of want connection.
Yeah. To be able to share this with somebody.
To paint it, and he has that whole like speech where he's being choked, where you're like, I know he's trying to manipulate Jake, but I feel like there's parts of this that come through from truth, or even when it's with Lexi and Junior in the background.
It feels genuine when he was like, I was your friend, I had your back, I was trying to get your life in order for you.
So not that this show necessarily draws sympathy for Chucky, but I wonder for Mancini, for a guy who has, you know, had this character for like decades at this point.
Decades.
And has evolved the work. It's like it started off great, and then it started going low, and then it started going back up, and then you got this show, which is the best critically received Eddie Chucky thing ever.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, it just started making me think from a creator angle, like he must have this a part of him that really understands Chucky in a way that I don't know if the right word is sympathetic, or empathetic, but there's got to be like a level. You have to have a level of understanding of the deeper layer to Charles Lee Ray.
The kernel of humanity that this was all growing out of. It's like, even if he is a complete murderous, like you said, narcissistic, sociopathic psychopath at the same time, and I think the earlier flashbacks especially bolster that when you see him like as a child, and there is a kind of almost Michael Myers-y thing of like, is this kid's just off? But there is a certain attention to like Chucky's motivation and characterization is pretty consistent, and I feel like between Don Mancini and Brad Dourif, they probably have just like this ironclad Bible of how Chucky stuff works. But that drives it all home, because that gets you like the gimmick of the Chucky doll and everything, and the serial killer inhabiting that is already good enough, but to keep the longevity going and to keep your canon, because as the movies got more broad and more comedic, you are doing things that harken directly to like Bride of Frankenstein, Bride of Chucky, things like that, him having like his own little twisted family. And I think that's part of the longevity, is that there's always those core nuts and bolts elements of his serial killer side, but there's also this demented, human underneath it all. And that really brings everything together. And that really, I think, drives the manipulation he's able to bring to all these different characters.
That's what I love about what he's done with this franchise in particular, because it seemed like the progression of the Chucky franchise would be just go more ridiculous.
Yeah.
You know, go more insane. And then you do this show where while you keep like the voodoo aspect and the multiple Chuckies and, you know, all these things, while you have these supernatural elements that you are enhancing, it never got too big.
Yeah.
Which was the concern with the good guy doll thing. But even as I was progressing in this episode alone, I was impressed with how it still felt. There's gotta be another word other than grounded.
Contained.
Grounded, yeah, contains probably the better word for it. More contained, and because they didn't go all out with like, oh, he's, you know, massacring.
There's a million. No,
they teased that they could happen, but yeah.
They make that. I thought that was a really smart choice, and that goes back to understanding the core of how much to feature and how to use Chucky. Is a part of you sees that lineup at the end of the previous episode and goes, oh damn, it's gonna be havoc. There's gonna be a million of them out and around. But it's almost scarier to imagine, no, these are all in a truck and they're going to children's hospitals.
Yeah.
You know, and that lets it just germinate in your mind, and that's so much more cruel and so much more horrific without having to go full gonzo, just like there's a Chucky everywhere.
Yeah.
So you can still get that suspense throughout the episode of when and where Chucky's gonna show up. And even at the beginning, I was like, the whole thing, as kind of kooky as the scene between Junior and Andy is when they're in the house together, that was smart to like still tease, like, when are we gonna see him? Where did he go? And they always keep that aspect ingrained throughout, you know, at least this series.
Junior just had a slingshot, man.
Yeah, he really did. He got really high off that first kill.
I wonder. I'm really in conflict about it because I thought it worked for the immediacy of this episode.
Yeah,
it did. When I wonder when the day comes when I rewatch this season, perhaps in preparation for season 2. When I rewatch this, if the arc of Junior into this will still feel natural.
Yeah, at least
because it is such like there is no only until the very ending moment when he is talking with Lexi.
Yeah,
where you start to see he's breaking a little bit, but after he killed his dad, it is like that snap. It is that crack. So like I'm not conclusive here on my feelings on it. It was just a little bit like, I was expecting a little bit more layers to follow up the last episode after killing your own father, who, because as much as he was mad at his father, he also clearly loved his dad
and wanted actual connection and approval. Wanted what Jake talks about later in the episode about like the chance to get past all this and to maybe become friends.
Yeah, they definitely. I felt like there were a lot of episodes that made it clear that he really loved his dad.
Yeah,
and not one part of this episode seemed to acknowledge the guilt of that.
Yeah, and it's funny because last night you said like, oh, there's a 90-minute finale, and then we sat down to watch it, and I'm like, okay, it's 90 minutes with commercials, which is really like an hour. And I feel like, yeah, if you had a couple extra scenes, because it is such a huge turn with Junior, and one of the kids finally commits to killing, and then, it's like, I think they do. From my experience watching this episode, I appreciated that throughout they do give you moments and reaction shots from Junior, at least watching kind of his progression through this. But I think, with a few more scenes, they could have dealt with the struggle of that more to then motivate the turn with Lexi and the sort of reclamation of his character just before the moment of death.
I don't know. I've never been around a killer before.
Me too.
So I don't know. Yeah. The thing is, Junior didn't have the traits of like the guy that got here. Like, this guy could be a serial killer.
But that's the thing.
So that's the thing. And also, if you do something that horrific on a very basic psychological level, the first thing that would happen is you would go into shock. So you would just immediately, like, that's a very hard thing for a teenager to, especially one who is obviously not full on, detached sociopathic. But for him to, there's a part of it that is, I have the exact opposite opinion as to why it would work. Because if you do something that horrific, a teenager like that can't deal with what they just did, so they would just completely close off any and all feelings towards what they did and just block it all and just go with the detachment and settle
I'm
in
here
with that.
now. I'm just gonna go. I just gotta keep going now.
Yeah. So I could totally see the opposite choice working. And just, I guess it's just more about the when I watch it back, of the execution of it flows. But I mean, that was the most. That part of it felt a little campy.
Yeah,
but it worked though. That was the thing. It was working because you had 2 episodes, 2 tones here that you dealt with. With the first half was, Tiffany, Nika, Devin, the dolls, which is like almost the Rob Zombie-esque version of the Chucky world, right? Like everyone's just really loud and angry and reactive and easily provoked. And taunting each other. Yeah, there's just they bicker and fight, and I'm gonna kill you.
It makes sense they put a Rob Zombie song under one of those scenes.
yeah. So you have that scene, and a lot of that tone is very different towards not that they feel at odds with each other, but once you get past that scene, and then it's the next day, it goes back to being more of the human, emotional shit that this show has done so well.
Yeah.
So for that purpose, I thought it worked in effect. And there are moments where it's like, oh, I can't kill her. I don't know her.
Yeah.
So they had those choices.
Yeah.
I think the arc they've done with Lexi is incredible.
Yeah.
Kudos to that actress. She's fucking great because I hated her so much.
Too, yeah.
I hated her, and then I really cared about her. When it came to that moment with Junior and her, I really felt like this could go with Junior. Could kill her.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I loved being in that place of he could kill her. He could at least try. I don't know if he's gonna, I don't know if he is gonna, go full Chucky and be like, don't try to manipulate me right now. He could have easily fired back with all the times and things about her that aggravated him. And I loved the way they both played that scene, and when she's like, I was a total bitch, I have no excuse, and you always forgave me. Like watching these characters strip down to the things they haven't been able to say that are buried under all this different baggage from just being teenagers and having trouble at home. That stuff really resonated quite nicely, I thought.
And I thought it's clever too for how they end this off. You could see how everyone died. No one's got a good glimpse of the doll that did it.
Yeah, it's like it
So
all looks like accidents, or it's covered in chaos.
You watched freaking 8 episodes, and you're like, oh damn, it would be, no one would believe them that a doll did this.
Yeah.
No matter how many more people come around to believing that it's the doll because they encounter it, they're just the cult of Chucky.
Yeah, man. That's the thing, is there's so many wonderful little layers across this that function on so many levels, because you have all your camp and your gore and your, mean spirits, but then you also have a really conscientious, I've been amazed how they're able to slide back and forth between levels of camp, things that are actually kind of gross and disturbing, things that are really touching, things that are funny, things that are, they give you both flavors of the slasher, where sometimes it's that twisted we're along for the ride, and then sometimes it's the visceral, oh god, please no.
Yeah, they brought that a lot, I thought, for this one, the horrific feelings that come with this type of murder.
Yeah. And I think that helped make this episode, especially as the season finale, feel like a truly big and momentous episode. And especially I as much as it is kind of like a horror movie gimmick at this point in time, the cutting back and forth between Frankenstein and the use of, the audio and visual motifs and moments that they spliced into everything gave it, a really fun, both energy and also a sort of nice homage to certain Frankenstein themes that come to play in these stories. And then on top of that, you have, the fact that Chucky in his own way is, in the pantheon of these timeless monsters now. I mean, maybe not to the same respectability level as a Frankenstein, but, it felt appropriate to me. Especially in a series that has had so many things that sort of nod to Frankenstein.
I mean, this is the best Chucky anything I've ever seen.
Absolutely, 100%.
I think it's the best out of them all, man.
This seems like right now where I'm sitting, this is like the textbook way you take an existing thing and expand upon it while maintaining everything you loved about that, all the great stuff about the movies, and then fleshed out with just good storytelling and character work.
I mean, it was really cool to get to this point where you start off with a doll came into the possession of one boy.
One guy.
And then you watch as this insidious being just slowly tears this town down. Yeah.
And again, like that's
it's clever. It's really
so
clever. You've watched it over the course of 8 episodes and it felt natural and never rushed or too much. Like it really took its time. And to get to this point where we had a massacre at a theater, I was like, damn, this is, I like at one part of me, like, this is disgusting, because that word he's stabbing them just grosses me the fuck out.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's really disgusting.
Really horrific.
At the same time, though, I'm like, this is really clever, because you've been watching this plan just sort of unfold of him just trying to manipulate one kid, and then that speech that Chucky's giving to Jake. I'm like, damn,
no one will remember.
Yeah, like, although just be it, all I remember is the number. I'm like, damn, ain't that a fact?
And that's the thing, is so many things now, especially in these lanes of horror. I'm curious to see how Scream, reinvents itself now, because so many things do that commentary, and even the last Halloween movie was like 3 murders in 1978. Like, there's something about, it's not necessarily commenting on like Chucky itself, but that felt like a very sharp meta moment of like, yeah, in terms of massacres and in terms of human violence and the small towns that like, yeah, they become famous for horrific, grisly events and for the person who committed them.
Yeah.
And even these movies are pretty much like that, because we don't remember all the different victims as well as we remember the iconic villain and all that stuff.
And then it caps off with Chucky doing the kill count.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Which is like, I have to, like, that's gotta be a direct nod almost.
I mean, there's like kill counts, and I'm sure James A. Janice is friends someone who involved with Chucky. Actually, I don't know if Demi's been covering this, but beyond that, it's like the way the kill count is done, but the kill count also being like beyond the meta of the fact that, more than Demi James, obviously the most popular one to do it, but there's other people who have done kill counts before. And then, of course, how he talks about numbers. Yeah. It works on multiple layers, so I really appreciated like doing that count.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, I don't know the names of most of these people who died.
Yeah, that's the thing. And I mean, and for as many endings as this episode has, like, it felt like they really threw in everything. Like, they left nothing, no fun thing they could do. Like, it didn't feel overly indulgent, and yet it also didn't feel, I mean, there's the setup for the next season, but it really feels like they just threw in as much as they could and had a blast doing it.
Yeah, they left a lot open for what they could do with the sequel. Obviously, Andy, Tiffany, the doll of Tiffany, Lexi's parents dying, but Lexi's sister, total psychopath, the little girl. You could tell when you see what happens with these characters when they age off of their experiences with Chucky. You'd see like, man, I wonder like 10 years from now when the Chucky franchise is still going, what they'll do with that character.
Yeah, totally.
Nika, who does look, she has the eyebrows. She has the eyes of Brad Dourif.
Yeah.
She's the daughter, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Makes sense why she does such a good job of doing Chucky.
And why they really are able to do twisted, horrific stuff with her, and I get the sense that you could do it if you don't have this, but by now there's got to be a Chucky family.
Yeah, I'm sure she can get on board with the morbidness of it all.
With just the no holds barred, wacky, horrific qualities. And I love the way she plays both characters.
I mean, she's excellent at slipping in and out of both. She's even good at pretending to be Chucky. And she's even good at Chucky pretending to be Nika.
Yeah, absolutely. And even, I mean, as much as the ADR and the flashbacks can be sort of distracting, I mean, I thought it was really cool the way they just let her be Charles Lee Ray, because for the most part, I mean, you can tell there's some prosthesis and stuff, but like, that seems like a very rare and cool opportunity that they took to let her do that.
Wow, okay. That's right, you did tell me that she also plays Charles Lee Ray.
Yeah, because that blew my mind at first. At first I was like, oh, they must have just cast some young actor who kind of looks like him. But
even when I was watching it today, I was like, it's crazy how that guy does look like Charles Lee Ray.
Yeah, and it's easy to forget.
Yeah, I completely, even though I knew that, you told me that, I completely forgot about that.
And it's like, it's such a weird little thing to have happen, but it's like, it feels very well suited to the kind of strangeness this show is great at, or just Chucky things when they're doing it right, excel at.
Yeah, and I appreciate too how they did a good job on discerning the personalities of the multiple Chuckies. There's like a few heads that were very, they were full-fleshed, and then the rest were this like discount Chucky.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
got a
like,
couple
kinda-
hero Chuckies, and the rest are just
Kind of like, hey.
That's right.
Yeah, that was their version. Like they felt like not fully developed clones in a way.
Yeah, like they're diluting the more he puts his soul into stuff.
yeah. Whereas the other ones felt like just like pure Chucky.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, and then we had Kyle.
Kyle, yeah, she's supposedly dead at the moment.
I mean, one of them had to have died.
I don't
It's a
know.
little ridiculous that all three of them would survive that big blow up at that house.
Half of me is expecting. I mean, yeah, and I'm like, okay, I'll give Devin the editing benefit of the doubt. Andy, I'll give them the he's Andy, and so he has to survive, I guess. Benefit of the doubt. Kyle seems like she would be dead.
She opened the booby trap.
Yeah, she was
stepped right into it.
Yeah.
She's at the heart of it.
Yeah. But I feel like Andy was. I mean, he's in the basement where the bomb.
Oh, 1000%
literally
no.
was. So like that is a bit of a mumbo jumbo thing.
All of them are, but
it seems
her
like Kyle
especially
might
would
be
the
especially
worst.
dead.
We got Tiffany, and then they talked about Glenda a couple of times.
Yeah.
Glenda. That's the play on the Ed Wood, right?
Glenn or Glenda?
Yeah. Yeah, they talked about Glenda a couple times in the show, but we haven't seen her. Them.
Gender
Gotta get my terminology right.
Yeah, that's right. Chucky will cut you.
Yeah.
Chucky, if nothing else, is a
The guy
tolerant
who can't be like so gay, but it's a gender fluid child.
Yeah, I know.
No problem
It's like,
either.
I'm not a monster. I accept my gender fluid child, but you're a queer.
Oh, so weird, so interesting. All right, guys. Well, thanks so much for being here. This was a blast of a show. Why don't you go ahead and subscribe, click that bell, hit that like button, and hey, let's do a Andrew Hayes. I want to shout out Andrew Hayes because if I got a doll for Christmas, I would hope that it would be an Andrew Hayes doll. I'm sorry, buddy, but do I need to say more? You know you'd make a good doll.
You would make a good doll, and you would have the perfect voice.
Short, stocky. Come on, do the Andrew Hayes voice.
And Andrew Hayes, I'm here. I'm your friend to the end.
Yeah, exactly. Just pushing his little belly. And
I know how to pick locks.
And he's also like a tough little guy too. He could be
Yeah.
tough, so you could, if he was the doll that could come to life, and I wanted him to help me take out some people that didn't like him. He'd be lovable, cute, charming. I'd cuddle him, and at the same time, he could be my massive serial killer that I've always wanted.
Adorable, but then when he's like running at you with a knife, it's like the scariest thing you could imagine.
That's what I mean, Andrew.
dude.
You'd be the perfect Christmas present to unwrap.
Oh yeah, imagine him in that box behind the plastic, just looking at you.
You guys don't get it. There's no one else at our Patreon who perfectly suits this bit.
Both had the same idea in mind.
It is Andrew Hayes, 1000%. So thank you for being you, Andrew, and Merry Christmas,
Merry Christmas.
you Jew.